16 inches. 16 inches.
How big is your dick, John?
16 inches. 16 inches. I told a dude that this morning. That's why that's so funny. Dude walks in. He's like, hey, man, I'm from blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. Why are you here? Well, I want to ask for a job. Cool. What do you know about us? Nothing. I just moved from 4 states over, and I'm living here local. I break horses. I'm like, cool. Why do you want a job then, breaking horses? If you got 37 horses, breaking horses seems like a pretty full-time fucking job. What can you do? Well, I have 3 degrees. You have 3 degrees. This dude's how old, 30?
Yeah.
30, I think he said 30-ish, 30-ish. You got 3 degrees. You can do a fucking 100 different things. He's a helicopter pilot. He's a ninja. He can do parkour. He can breathe fire. He can do magic. Why the fuck do you want to come work for me? Can you do videos? Oh, yeah, I can totally do videos. Cool. What program do you work in? Huh, I've never heard that program. Well, it's a free one on the computer. Cool. We use this other program. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Final Cut. Oh, yeah, I went to school for that. I go, well, you probably should have started with that. What's your Facebook page? So I find him on Facebook. And I haven't looked through his page yet. I probably should have because he's probably sterilizing it right now. What's your Instagram? I don't have one. You want to do videos and you're a tech video guy and you've got all this shit going on, but you don't have an Instagram. Weird. You should probably get an Instagram. What's your YouTube channel? Well, I just deleted it. You just deleted your YouTube channel with your fucking 1,000 videos. Why? Well, because my friend said if I wasn't up to 100,000 followers, I should just delete my account. I'm like, really? How many followers does your friend have? 50,000. Well, why didn't he delete his page? I go, Spirko has this dude come on the Survival Podcast who does fish. Fish. Who gives a shit about fish? Well, I'd like to have a shark. If you're a fish dude and you can maintain some aquariums, I have some aquariums. I like my shit to look cool. I just don't want to take care of them. I want a chimpanzee. I don't want to have to change his diapers. I want a fucking flock. I know they're not a flock. I want a herd of zebras and a flock of ostriches. But I want to be able to leave here for 4 or 5 days at a time. So really what I need is a zookeeper. If you're a zookeeper and you want to train another zookeeper, I'd like to do some zoo shit. If you're the dude, I'll get the animals. If you want to fucking keep the animals and pick up the poop and manage the flock of flamingos, I'm down. I'm your guy. Sharks, I'd like to have a shark. Bubble tubes that I can get in downstairs and swim upstairs through the jellyfish. If that's you, I'm your guy. I will get the fucking jellyfish. You have to train and pet the jellyfish. So I don't even know why I went off on that. So the dude's like, yeah, I can do these videos. I'm like, cool. Oh, Spirko, fish. Dude has a fish channel. Who gives a shit about fish, right? Tactical gear, survival podcast. We're listening to how to get past the horde of zombies and dig holes and live in mansions underground, Bill Gates kind of shit. Not really. If times get tough or even if they don't. It's about lifestyle design, right? How to design your life so that you can make it in hard times, but if times don't get hard, you still can just survive. Like when I moved here to Tennessee, I really thought things were going to collapse. I listed all the fear media and surrounded myself around within bodies of people that believed that. So when I moved here to Tennessee, I moved here because people still grew stuff in the dirt. There were guys here that still plowed with horses. There were houses here that didn't have running water and electricity, and people were allowed to live like that. City government wasn't in the middle of their shit shutting them down. As long as you didn't fuck with somebody, you could do whatever you wanted on your property. So I lived here and started hoarding canned goods and buckets of stuff and putting up all kinds of stuff. And before Doomsday Preppers, you guys don't know, we were on Doomsday Preppers. They never aired the episode. They came and filmed at James's place. They filmed for 6 hours in my shop. We weren't crazy enough. They wanted James to say, when me and my militia take over this town, and they kept going trying to get him to say it. And finally he's like, not only am I not saying it, I'm not saying that word because you're not going to cut this together and make me look like all these other people. We knew a lot of people that were on Doomsday Preppers, and they were not crazy like they were made to seem. They gave them a soundbite for a thumbnail to sell the video, but they cut all that shit together. Most of those people are not like that. So I thought society was going to collapse. So I lived for 6 years waiting for society to collapse. And you know what happened? I didn't live. had a bunch of stuff that we later gave away to homeless shelters, threw away. Could we lock down? Yeah, we could lock down probably 6 months right now, not leave this compound and live very comfortably and still let other people in and do other shit, right? But I just started living. That's when you saw me buy the Range Rover, start traveling a little bit, going back out to shows. I didn't go to any trade shows. I didn't do business out abroad because I was concerned there'd be an earthquake and we wouldn't be able to get home, or there'd be a pandemic or some shit. We waited for the worst that never came and didn't live at all for 6 years. Now we have a ton of shit because of it, and I've got a whole nother channel's worth of videos we can make over prepping and just common sense stuff, lifestyle design stuff. But I lived with nothing, truly. And before that, I lived with even less, which a lot of people telling you how to do shit have not done. So I have both sides of that coin. So fish. This dude had a YouTube channel, and he was just, he worked for a fish store. And he just started making videos. They weren't good at all. He just started making videos, and it wasn't getting any traction. He's like, I should just delete this channel. And some things happened, and he ended up moving, or that fish store he worked for went out of business. He got the opportunity to actually buy a fish store. So they looked around, and this is a great podcast. I will try to find the link to it and put it in notes of this video here. Whether you give a shit about fish, if you want to hear about just basic business principles, this dude, and growing a YouTube channel, this dude has great information in this 90-minute podcast on the Survival Podcast. A lot of Jack stuff is like this, but this one in particular stands in my head. But he had a YouTube channel, wasn't getting any traction, shut it down. He ended up moving houses. I think they had a baby and shit. So he comes back 6 months, a year later, and he's now has bought this fish store, and he's the big downfall for, you guys might not know this. If you want to buy some super cool fish, you don't have to go to PetSmart or Petco anymore. You just buy some damn fish off the internet, and they show up by 10 o'clock the next morning, just like when I buy reptiles. 10 o'clock the next morning, FedEx walks in here with your fish. And you're going to pay, $40 for shipping. So if you buy $20 worth of fish or you buy $5,000 worth of fish, the shipping's going to cost right about the same. That's why when I buy snakes, I can fit 24 Dixie cups full of snakes in there. That's why I buy 24 baby snakes at a time when I buy animals. So then I can sell them out local and double my money or whatever, because I already paid the shipping. And it's a mystery because people are lazy and they don't look at this thing called the internet, which contains every answer in the world. So this dude now has a shop, starts making a couple of videos again. He's like, I haven't looked at my YouTube channel in forever. He comes back, he's got like 40,000 people. 40,000 people. He has, I think, 100 videos, a couple 5-minute videos just about fish. So he decides we're not going to ship fish. We're going to ship fish supplies and knowledge. Well, his place now, it's in Texas. Spearco met up with him at this fish convention, like the SHOT Show or Blade Show of tropical fish. Guppy love. Guppies are fucking super cool. Like my favorite fish is a mountain minnow or a tetra. I love those fish because they're so bright and they'll school, and they make it look really pretty in a landscape tank. I have 6 fluval aquariums upstairs. They're little, all-inclusive 3-gallon, 5-gallon cubes. You hear the water running, and there's just beautiful flashes of color in them. So this guy goes back, makes a video, uploads his video, realizes he has 40,000 followers. And he's like, how can I monetize this? So he starts talking about Patreon. He's like, what if I can get 40,000 people to give me $1 every month? Just $1. All I need you to do is click that, because I give you some content, entertain, I capture you with something crazy I say when I flail around and yell. I educate you. I give you a piece of knowledge on something that we have like-minded about. I make you look at something a little different, or just put some idea in your head that leads to something else. Educate. And then equip. I can sell you something. I can give you knowledge. I can give you something that you can actually use right now going forward. Entertain, educate, equip. That's me. Entertain, educate, equip. I'm the one that said that. There's other versions of it out there, but that's mine. Entertain, educate, equip. And that's what he was basically doing. So if I give you enough entertainment, enough value, enough knowledge, will you give me $1 a month? Is it worth your pledge of $1 a month to tell me you're there and I appreciate what you're doing, keep going? He had 40,000 followers. When he left, I think he had like 2,000. No comments. He's got all these comments. He's got all this traffic. He has all this stuff on a video. Well, on YouTube, when you go back and comment, the person gets a notification, so it pops back up. If they have their alerts turned on, you know that I've liked your comment or actually answered your question. Now I'm fresh in your mind. You're going to go back and look at my channel. So if I really say something of value or entertaining, something worthwhile to you, will you give me $1 a month? If I can get 40,000 people to give me $1 a month, it's $40,000 a month. How many people do you personally? Yeah, we all know guys. But how many people watching this right now, ask yourself, do I know anybody that makes $40,000 a month every month? Passive income for something they're already doing. You just have to ask for it. Call to action. Call to action on every video. Like, hey, even though you don't have a need for tactical gear right now, you just think I'm crazy enough or entertaining enough, go use our Amazon link at soetacticalgear.com. Scroll to the bottom, you'll see an Amazon button. Click on that, takes you to Amazon. Everything you buy, I get a couple points off of. Doesn't cost you anything more. You're still gonna buy it. Don't go buy some shit you weren't gonna buy, but order whatever you order on a reoccurring basis through Amazon, through my link. I get a couple of bucks off of that. That's a way to support me when you don't need me or my products. Helps me pay my employees, helps us make this content, helps me pay this dude who supports his woman, and it allows all my employees to feed their families. So if you're not buying my product, that's a way you can support us. Amazon, call to action. Whenever you give somebody something, give them a call to action. Hey, go to my website right now. A button's gonna pop up if you join my email list. You're gonna get promotions, which usually give you free shipping. We do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we send out a different email Thursday and then a different Friday and a different Saturday. They change a little bit. Our stuff, because we live in the middle of nowhere, I love living here. We just don't have a lot of people that live here close enough. So we hire everybody we can. I've had probably half the town work here at one point in time or another. But we're very impoverished. Drugs are rampant out here. So we can't build enough. So our numbers are low. So our stuff is in high demand and it sells fast. Well, you should hire more employees. I'd love to. Why don't you pack all your shit, come here, and sit on my floor. Cost of living's low, air's clean. You can hunt and fish. You could probably feed yourself just off the land here. And you can sit in my sew shop, and we'll just teach you how to sew. So while you're telling me I should hire people, if you're not going to walk through the door, shut the fuck up. Anyways, because you're running such a successful business, you're going to give me business advice. So the fish thing. The point is, this dude deleted his YouTube channel because his buddy said he didn't have 100,000, so you should just get rid of it. My point is, this dude who had this fish channel had like a couple thousand members, came back 6 months or a year later, had 40,000 members. He now has over 1.5 million over fish. It's pretty neat. When I listened to him on Jack's show, I went and watched some of his videos, and I learned a lot from his videos, even though I have nothing to do with fish. So the point is, let it sit, and if you have 40,000 followers, you only need 10,000. 10,000 true fans, 10,000 true followers, 10,000 customers. That's a real legitimate, viable business. You can quit your job and really make a go of this and put everything in that basket. Burn the boat. If you have no other options, you have no choice but for the one to work. If you're dabbling in a bunch of different places, everything's going to suffer. So this kid, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can do that. And he's just, I'm like, here, talk to Brandel. After I talked to him, and everything I told him, he contradicted himself 100 times just talking to me. So I just wanted him to talk to Brandel so I could have something to talk to Brandel about later. And we were laughing and laughing. And finally, I just got tired of hearing it. He told me he didn't have Final Cut, didn't know Final Cut. Looks at our Purge video. He's like, man, that's just like my Killer Clown video, except I did it way better than you guys. And I put smokes in there. And I did all this cool shit you losers didn't do. That's basically what he said. Whether he said it or not, that's what he said. And I'm like, cool, where's your fucking video? Brandel's like, what'd you do that video with on Final Cut? Where's Final Cut? On my Chromebook. Oh, really? So you have an Apple program on your Chromebook. Possible, there's a patch, but it's fucking cumbersome and it doesn't really work. And 5 minutes earlier, he told me he didn't have fucking Final Cut. But then he told me he went to school for videography and, what was it? I don't know.
Audio engineering.
Audio engineering and videography. Fucking 80% of the video is the audio. 80% of Brandel's time doing a video is fucking the sound adjustment. And you ever notice when you watch Brandel's videos, everything moves with the sound, and when you watch my video, there's just some sound? That's why. That's why Brandel fucking is the best. So now all of a sudden he has Final Cut. Second semester in college, and I can fire breathe, and I can swallow swords. I'm like, hey, check it out. You know I have a 16-inch dick? And he looks. And I know he's thinking, that motherfucker don't have a 16-inch dick. I go, you know why I tell you that? Because if I can't produce a 16-inch dick, none of what you just fucking said matters if you can't prove it. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Brandel's like, what kind of camera do you shoot? Sony. Brandel's like, awesome, which one? He can't answer it. Brandel's like, well, here's a Sony. Oh, well, lately I've been shooting more Canon stuff. He's like, cool, I got a Canon here. He's like, well, you know, I just sold one of my cameras and I'm just getting some GoPros. You know, I've been shooting with GoPro 4s, Hero 4s. I want to get the new 5 that just came out. I'm like, buddy, you're about 4 years late. I have a fucking 5-gallon bucket full of fucking Hero 4s and Hero 5s. We shoot with half a dozen 5s, but we're shooting with 7s and 8s, and they're about to come out with a new 9. Like, it's on the way. He has not a clue. But he baffled enough bullshit and when I threw something at him he could change, maybe I can use that dude. Even though I think he's 100% full of shit, I said, be here tomorrow at 8. I'll hand you a camera. We'll give you a computer right here, and we'll see what you can put together. Because maybe he can. Because when I said, can you do something? He goes, I don't know, but even if I can't, the answer's on YouTube. And that's what I needed to hear. Because the answer is on YouTube. I say it all the time. He's the dude through the door that stood here for an hour lying to us enough trying to get this job. Maybe fucking 5% of what he says is real. Maybe 100% of it's real. We don't know, but I'm willing to fucking take that chance. What do I have to fucking lose by giving this dude a chance? He's here from Philadelphia, and he's here in the middle of nowhere town with no movie theater and no grocery store. Maybe we're what he fucking needs, and maybe he does know how to fucking look shit up. So we'll try it out. Personally, I think he's full of shit. But maybe, just possibly, this dude can take part of my workload off and do something that we can benefit from. Probably not, but we'll give it a shot because you don't fucking know if you don't fucking try. And did I entertain you? Story's kind of crazy. I know you're all wondering if I have a 16-inch dick. I don't. I have a really little wife. It's probably good that I don't. And what does that have to do with the story? I caught you in the beginning with the 16-inch dick. I talked about 20 other things, and you're like, what does that have to do with a 16-inch dick? Most of you, I hope I entertained you enough that you forgot about the 16-inch dick. If not, now you know why the 16-inch dick was the lead-in. Did I entertain you? Did I educate you? Did you learn anything? If you didn't learn anything, you did. Stop and think about it. Go back and listen again. You'll pick a couple things out that you learned. If you didn't learn anything, at least learn that you should listen to the Survival Podcast because Jack has great content. And you can apply it in every aspect of your life, whether you realize it or not. You just have to be open to it. And now I want to equip you. If you like our videos, buy some of my product at SOE Tactical Gear. Join my Instagram page at SOE Tactical Gear. The videos I do on there are different because they're only 1 minute long typically. And sometimes I'm just out running around and I just don't want a bunch of constant stuff to stay there. So I show you guys that are interested in what I'm doing, but it's gone in 24 hours. You can see our product and a bunch of other stuff on the Facebook page also. Yeah, so actually that one's Special Operations Equipment. And then YouTube, this channel you're watching this from, I take this link and I share it on Facebook and I share it on Instagram. Most of these videos, I cannot share a link on Instagram. It goes to MeWe, I'm sorry. Which is crazy that Facebook owns Instagram. Close your Instagram, open it up, and it first says Facebook. Why don't they let that work that way? I'll bet they do soon. They're not right now, so that you still have to use both, so that you have money going into both, hoping that you'll promote and share. So just like my videos. If you see some content worth something, share it with somebody, please, on your social media. I don't have a Patreon. Like I'm telling you guys you should. If you have content out there, you should have a Patreon. I have not practiced what I'm preaching. You're about to see some new things happen where you can help us support. For a long time, I didn't ask for money. I just showed you what we were doing and did it. Now I'm asking for fucking money because why not? If you like what we're doing enough, support us. Or don't support us financially. Just comment on our videos. It helps our algorithms. Like, give us a heart on Instagram. It helps us way more when you actually comment, though, and it helps even more when you share my stuff. So if you see something in a color you like, share it. You see me saying something crazy that you don't like, go show your friends and see what they think and let them come over and talk shit to us. Whatever it is, we don't care what you're saying as long as you're saying something about us. And remember, in every interaction you have, a lot of the outcome in that interaction, positive, negative, whatever the outcome is, you can change that and you can manipulate that through your own attitude. If you go into something super negative, people can sense that when they walk in the room, and they're going to give you that. If you go in positive, chances are the outcome's going to be more positive for you. Use your time, use your energy, use your money. But you just watched my video, hopefully to the end. If you did, share it for me. Interact, comment with us. We'd love to have a conversation with you. We will actually talk to you. Send an email at midnight. See how many companies answer you, much less the CEO of the company. We want to talk to you guys.